Hi everyone, Dr. Arland Hill. I wanted to take the time today to go over fatigue with you. Fatigue is one of the most common complaints to healthcare providers, and I wanted to give you an idea of some of the things that you can think about when, if you're someone who's dealing with fatigue. So let's take each one of these one by one. The first one I want to start off with here are going to be nutrient deficiencies. Now, nutrient deficiencies are pretty important because they're actually going to represent breakdowns in our energy production cycles. So what we're talking about here is that as your body's trying to process its way through the different energy production steps in the body, you've got to have some of your nutrients in place to make that happen. Some of the key ones that are going to have a role here are going to be things like your lower B vitamins, those are going to be your B1, 2, 3, 5. You're also going to have some nutrients in there like carnitine and lipoic acid, magnesium, manganese. These all become pretty relevant with that. The next thing you want to think about if you're dealing with fatigue is going to be your hormones. Now, I know there's a lot of talk out there about hormones, but the one we're really talking about here is going to be cortisol. Now, that's certainly not the only one that can have a role with regards to fatigue, but that one is pretty important because if our blood sugar levels drop low, cortisol is the hormone that brings that back up, and glucose, or our blood sugar, is what we utilize for energy. It's what we actually burn for energy. That leads me to my next number 3 here, and that's just going to be our blood sugar. Now, as we all know, blood sugar issues are becoming more common. We're seeing an increase in diabetes across the country and across the world. And the reason that this is important is that if you don't have adequate utilization of your blood sugar, you're not pushing that glucose or blood sugar into your cell to be utilized and be burned as an energy source. So this can also be tied back to some nutrient deficiencies. Things such as chromium and niacin have roles for helping to regulate blood sugar. The number 4 one that I want to point to here is going to be inflammation. The areas in the body that help us produce our inflammation that help us produce our energy are very susceptible to inflammation. So as our inflammatory levels go up, be it because of something we're exposed to in our environment, because of something we're ingesting, as that inflammation goes up, our ability for those areas in the body that are known as mitochondria to continue to produce energy efficiently becomes lower and lower and lower. The last one may seem a little bit obvious, but I wanted to talk about it. It's going to be an anemia. Anemias are well known to be causes of fatigue, but the important part here is that you don't necessarily have to have a full-blown anemia to have an association with fatigue. If your red blood cells are just starting to trend in the wrong direction, that can also be an indication that they need support to help provide adequate oxygen delivery to the various tissues in the body to carry out energy production. So as you're thinking about fatigue, fatigue is not generally just a one cause type thing. There's usually multiple causes associated with it, and these are just a couple of the more common ones that you would want to think about. So thanks for watching. Dr. Arland Hill.